Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Truck Talk and Time with Jesus. I'm just lately on these videos. I've just been jumping into them and just hat's a little crooked. um, the smallest little things that detour your thoughts, like the balloon floating away. But you know, the video is uploading. It's uploading now. I think it's like 20-30 minutes long, if that. But basically, just talking about the upcoming stuff, what's coming, and I'm really excited to dig into that. What Jesus been showing me in that whole heavenly experience, but I'm doing this video because I forgot to really touch on some of it. I did that one hell video that I said I would do a part 2 on it. There's a lot that in this series of videos. I don't know how many parts it's going to be. Like I said, I've been watching the time on these videos and trying to keep them shorter and bring the impact more of what Jesus has been showing me. And it's difficult sometimes when you see things that it's like the deja vu moments. I guess people can relate to that. You ever been somewhere and you go, "Oh, wow, this is like deja vu," and it happens a lot. I mean, it's like I'm driving down the road today and I'm seeing things. Like I literally seen a lady walking with a white robe on, like a gown type thing, and just walking across this field, and I'm like, and I had to take a double take at it, going, "What in the heck?" I thought maybe it was a farm lady or something, because I'm in farm country, and I'm thinking, what was she dumping something out there? Because I actually know farmers that would dump their watermelon rinds and all. They put it all out there in the fields and they just plow it under. So I'm thinking, is that what she's doing? But I didn't see no bucket in her hand. I didn't see anything in her hand. And then as I'm driving, because I just come out of the side road and made a left turn, and it takes a while when these trailers are loaded, and especially when they're heavy. I'm leaving Procter & Gamble, which is, I'm hauling basically probably laundry detergent and stuff like that. It takes a minute to get these trucks up and moving. The same as it takes it a few seconds to get these things stopped. And you really got to be on your high alert when you're hauling these heavy loads like that. Any load, to be honest, but especially heavy ones, because it's going to push you. And so, you do go through the day a lot faster when you're doing that, because it tires you out, because you're constantly looking, which you should be all the time. I'm saying this because I don't want anybody to take what we do lightly, because there's a lot involved in driving a truck. And I'm grateful that I have a job, and I'm grateful I can do these things still, and I'm very thankful that it provides for the family, and that I'm able to contribute something to these days compared to what it was like. I remember getting up early in the morning, going to work, and coming home, and it'd be dark and late hours, and getting up at the crack of dawn, and just exhausted every day. But that's back before I was, following God and serving Jesus. But I'm excited to get into those videos. I'm excited to get even to touch into the hell part, and to really let people really know. I see our economy crashing, and I see the rise of I'm seeing rising of product, and I know Donald Trump saying he was going to put these tariffs on, if that's even how you pronounce that word, whatever, that terrorist thing or whatever, on China and all them. But you got to understand, where does all of our stuff come from? So doing that, it's still going to raise stuff up a little bit, but we can't expect it not to. It has to. I mean, how else can you say that it's not going to affect us? It's still going to affect us. But the problem is, how bad is it going to affect us? See, last time he did it, it didn't affect us that much. And honestly, if Darlene was sitting next to me, she'd probably agree with me too. Maybe not, but most likely she would, because we talk about this stuff. We really didn't know how bad this last 4 year was. It didn't really affect us. That's the power of Jesus. That's the power of the promises that they will provide for us. But we also got to be faithful back. You can't live a godly life and live a worldly life. And, you know, I was sending some stuff to my oldest sister, and, you know, and then she sends me a thing back, and it really kind of took me for a shock, because I'm like, are you serious right now? You know, because I'm explaining to people, you got to be careful how you're judging people. You got to be careful, you know, that the unrighteous part of it is, and, you know, and my thing is, where are these people that claim to know you but don't stick up for you? You know, and to make a long story short, I'm okay where my walk is with Christ. I'm okay with it because I'm not living that worldly life. I'm not celebrating all these devil holidays and doing all this stuff and allowing satanic movies to come into my home and allowing all this stuff to go on, and people talk smack about you. And it's like, why don't you do it to the person's face? See, that's what I don't understand. I've never been like that. If I say something, I'll say it to the person. I'm not going to have a train of a nightmare going on half the stuff I didn't even say. That's how we should be as people. We're grown adults. We should be able to walk up to the person and say, hey, I got a problem with you. This is my problem. And I might simply say, okay, well, tell me what it is. And I might just look at you and go, well, that sounds like a personal problem of you then. Because it's nothing I'm willing to change, because I don't feel I should have to change. I don't want people around me. It doesn't matter if you're around me or not. But that ain't what the video is about. I just wanted to touch up on that because I kind of wanted to go in on that last video, tie that into it, because of that last guy that I was, you know, or woman, whoever the person was. I dare not even ask that question anymore. But, you know, all I do is come against my family. You know, I should be ashamed of myself, blah, blah, blah. Well, the only thing I can relate to this person, and you know who you are. I'm going to finish up answering your question. Only thing I can say is go watch the videos. Are you even paying attention to the videos? I bring my own personal life into the videos to help people. Because if I can get through it, and I can show you a way how to get through it, and how to forgive people, how to pray for people, how do you know when somebody's done wrong to you that you've truly forgiven them? When you're able to pray for that person, and just because you pray for someone, doesn't mean they don't have to repent to God or Jesus. It doesn't mean that at all. People think that, but that's by far not the truth. It's still their responsibility to own up to Christ and to own up to God what they have done. You can pray for somebody all day. You can pray for their salvation. But if they're not willing to stop doing what they're doing and surrender to Jesus, how then, explain to me, how then you can say that you praying it's going to get that person to heaven? Well, then let me ask you this. If I told you to go pray for that person and Lucifer both to enter in the kingdom of heaven, what would you tell me? I'm going to wait a second so you can think about it. I know some of you are probably going, wait a minute, what did you just say? I'm going to say it again. If I told you to pray for that person that just did wrong to you, and to pray for Lucifer, for them to enter in, ask for forgiveness for them, and so they can enter into the kingdom of heaven because you're asking for forgiveness for them, how is that going to work out for you? And I know by now you're probably thinking, why would I do that? Because it's never going to happen. That's the point I'm trying to make. Unless that person comes with a repentant heart to repent and surrender it to Jesus and ask Jesus into their life, that changed them. Most likely people aren't doing this right now. You know, this is the great falling away that the Bible speaks about. This is the tearing down of the church. This is exactly what's going on. You may say, well, then why is Donald Trump in the place? Well, you know, he's a person. Somebody had to be in there. I mean, at least his ways are a little bit better. As far as abortion and all that nonsense, if he leaves it up to each individual state, each individual city, whatever, the mayors or whatever, how that's going to go, so be it. But, you know, people, just because the laws are passed, you know, if they gave us a day to go out and do the purge, 24 hours to do whatever you want, rape, kill, steal, whatever, would you do it? Would you do it? I'm going to ask you again, would you do it? Just because they say you have the rights to do it. Think about it. How many people, being honest, would say, yes, I'd do it? Well, let me tell you something. If it was back in my day, I'll be totally honest with you. I probably would have ran into a shopping store and grabbed whatever the heck I wanted. I'm just being honest with you. Today, I think they all should be in jail. I think when that whole Black Lives Matter thing took place, and they were jumping on cars and destroying beauty shops and tearing, I'm sitting there thinking, these people are in your community. You're allowing them, whether they were bussed in or not, they're being paid anyways, you're allowing them to destroy your community for money. Huh. And then they did it to Akron. They were throwing rocks and stuff through the plow truck windows, the dump truck windows and stuff. Throwing rocks through stuff, vandalizing everything. If I was the governor or the mayor of Akron, I'd be like, leave it. Leave the rocks in the road and let them drive over it. Leave it on the sidewalk. Leave the garbage all over the place. Let them walk all over it. Because when they start complaining, I'll be like, get some bags, get some stuff. We got a dumpster. Y'all can come help clean it up. Until then, I don't want to hear your mouth. You had fun doing it, destroying property. Well, guess what? Taxes are going to have to go up. Because why? Because somebody's got to pay for this mess. It's people going around. I mean, I drive around and I see all these boarded up windows, and you know, you start going online and looking at these properties, and they got boarded up because they were meth homes or somebody was cooking something in there and doing this, and squatters and people just destroying the property. I mean, you can see kids are breaking out windows of buildings or spray painting the crap all over the place. And people, oh, that's art. They're expressing themselves. What if I walked up to your house and did that? Spray painted all over your house. Oh, you'd be so mad and so upset. What if I threw rocks at your car? I'm just expressing myself. What if you walked out there and your rims and tires were missing? I'm just expressing myself. Do you think it's right? Because it starts at home. And I'm telling you all this stuff because all this leads into everything I'm speaking of now. It's going to go into more great detail, and it's going to go straight into hell, and it's going to go from hell straight into heaven. Because I always like to start off on bad and go to the positive. Some videos don't ever seem to get there because there's so much wrong in the whole video, and people like to pick out things and go, well, I wouldn't have said this. I'm not asking you. And really, I'm not being disrespectful right now. I'm just saying I didn't ask you to make the video with me. I'm not asking you to sit there and watch it. The only thing I'm asking is if you like the video and you got something from it and you think it can help somebody else, then like it and share it. My goal is to get as many people out of that satanic life into heaven as I can possibly do. Excuse me. You know, I've said it before. I was devoted to Lucifer. Devoted. I worked very hard for him. That's why I put all this stuff on the videos. Because I look at it this way. There is nobody could possibly get mad at me for anything. Because they're already got their issues. No matter what I do, somebody's got an issue. I don't really care anymore. I don't care what family thinks. I don't care what people think. I don't care what my family's spouses think of me. Their boyfriends. I don't care what their kids think. I don't even care half time what my kids think anymore. It's exhausting. They are truly exhausting. Because especially the ones that claim to be Christians. But don't forget, these are the same ones that I say you go into their church because it's their church. They own it. It's their church. First of all, I'm the body of Christ. I'm the church. You don't own me. When I walk through a building, that pastor don't own me, whoever's pastoring over that church. You may own the building, but you don't own the church. That's God's church. We are the church. We make up the church, not that building. That building is just bricks or it's wood or it's made out of whatever it's made out of. You may own a structure, but you don't own the church. I cannot stand when a pastor says, this is my church. No. I'm not under you. You're the pastor. You're supposed to present the food on the table, and it's up to me to pick it up and eat. It's up to me to pick it up and to dive into the Word. It's up to me to meditate on that Word. Don't say meditation because that's not the devil. It's exhausting. But then when you bring up what David did and what David says to do, and I did bring that up to a woman that claimed that it's satanic to meditate on the Word, and I said, well then, I guess King David was a satanic person then, because he also says he meditated. You got to understand, God started it, God created it, devil mocks it, and copies it. Where do you think it came from? God. Who's the master of deceiver? Lucifer. Who did he give all authority right now on the earth? Satan. Who's coming? The Antichrist. The son of Lucifer. It all starts to make sense, doesn't it? What's going to happen? Lucifer's going to strike down Damien. Strike him down. He's going to fall, and he's going to take over his body. He's going to rise up, and he's going to claim to be Christ. He can't even do that. He's got to copy that. It's sickening, I'm telling you. It's just... And then I sit there and wonder all the years I spent under that nonsense, but I didn't know any better. Today's time, it's kind of hard not to know. I mean, there's so many people out there with rallying thing coming up there, like that other video that's uploading. I'll go on again. People shaving their heads. How's that going for you? Screaming, carrying on. People are crying, throwing themselves on the ground. I can honestly say I've never seen a Republican person do that. See, I'm not Democrat and I'm not Republican. I'm not an independent. I'm not any of that. I vote when I want to vote, and I vote for who I want to vote for. If I want to vote for a Republican president, but vote for a Democrat to fulfill this place or this position, then that's what I do. I don't need somebody telling me or handing me a card saying, we vote for all these people. Vote yes on this, no on that. That's stuffing the ballots, is it not? You got to be very careful how we falsely accuse stuff and how we point the finger at one side, but then don't do it. You look at Beyonce, you know, how much money she got paid to show up for Harris, Eminem, and all them. I mean, sell out, sell out, sell out, sell out. Kamala lost this for herself, people. I mean, I've never seen a person that was every nationality there was, and it is what it is. Unfortunately, we got war coming to the soil, and people better be ready for it. But the Bible does say that Jesus would keep us from that hour, and they would be called up and taken upwards. So you better be ready for that. If not, see you in New York. We'll be walking to Eden. Well, Nelson, don't you think that? No, it's God's protection. And that's what I go off of. God's protection, God's promise. If God still wants me to do it, I'll do it. But I know He's going to protect me, and I know He's capable of doing everything and anything. I watched God do amazing stuff in my life. I watched Him do amazing stuff in Darlene and I in my life. I have watched Him do things that is just unexplainable. That's it. That's all I'm saying on it. And then my little pal goes, he's with me. My little CG. Yeah, little CG. You know, there was one more thing that the person said. Oh, they don't think that I should be reading what the progress reports basically on these videos about Canada, how Canada was where they were at, and how many men watched the video, how many women. I just thought it was interesting. I thought maybe you guys would be curious to see the hours in which age group was watching at these times. I find that stuff fascinating. I've always been a graph person. I like graphs. You learn a lot from keeping graphs, and I grew a business by doing graphs. So naturally, I'm a graph person. I love that kind of stuff, and it works for me. And it just shows over the years how things have grown, and it shows how many non-subscribers. Believe it or not, I'm going to say it anyways. There's more non-subscribers watching these videos than there is people that are subscribed. There is more people subscribed that basically disprove, and they're going off of the length of watching the videos. Now, is it the fact that they disprove, or is it the fact that the videos are too long, or again, I heard that it's basically the same topics over and over and over and over. Well, maybe God needs you to hear it. Maybe it's not for you to hear. Maybe it's for that other person that's never going to watch these videos, but just tunes into this one video and gets exactly what God needs them to hear. Sometimes it's not all about you. Sometimes it's not all about me. It's about who God sent and how we can pray for the people. And like I said in the other one, if you need prayer, send it in there. If you want to share what you want prayer for, you're more than welcome. If you want it still prayer, but you want to keep it confident, then just say, would somebody please pray for me? Jesus knows. I don't have to know. But if you want individual prayer, if you want to talk about something, hit me up on my email. I'll answer you there. Matter of fact, I probably get on my emails quicker these days than I do the comments and stuff on here, because I gotta balance everything, and I'm on my emails a lot because there's stuff that comes through work and stuff that I was waiting on the results to see how I can get back on this website, and I just found out that we got an email through work that I've never been on there, and I haven't checked any work information. I do good to do what I'm doing, let alone add more stuff to it. But I'm excited about the Thanksgiving video. Like I said, Darlene's got to work Wednesday, so after we eat, we'll probably just do a however long. I don't like to say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a half hour, an hour, whatever it is. And then then there'll be the whatever gets done in between there, but also there will be a wrap up of the year, and there's going to be that Christmas one too. So matter of fact, what got me to come and do this video tonight, because I'm going to cut it short anyways, because I just got done for the day, and and honestly, some of the stuff, but as you guys know, most of the time I just carry an extra t-shirt in here, whatever I got in the truck. It's not like it's dirty. Not that I got to explain this to anybody, but I just put it on because so I can take my work shirt off, because I don't need more hassles from them saying, well, you shouldn't do this with that or this and that. They never said I couldn't have the shirt on sitting. So even when I'm in my car, it's still it's a one-touch system. So I mean, I could argue the fact with them night and day. It's one touch. I one touch it on, I start driving, and then I one touch it off, and it's done. I mean, it's that quick and simple. But I don't know. I'm not trying to bring more headaches into my life. I mean, my life's pretty peaceful right now. It's getting close to Christmas. I did get the strands lit up around the house, and I got the sleigh mounted to the ground, and I got the reindeer mounted up. The 3 little present packages that Darlene had, I got those in the ground, and I'm excited. I love Christmas. I mean, to me, it's not about gifts. Yeah, it's nice getting gifts. I mean, who can you honestly say that you don't like? You could do without gifts. I mean, it's just Christmas is it's so joyful, and I'm thankful, because without Christ, nothing would be where we're at today. And that Christmas video that I'm going to do before we do the one with Darlene and I, I kind of hope you guys really pay attention to it and give me your thoughts on it. And because he paid it all. We can never repay him for what he's done for us. But we can try. We can try to always do the right things, and always do the correct things, and not judge and not gossip and not tear people down. Pray for people when they come against us. He says to do good for those who do bad to you. It took me a long time, people. It took me a long time to be able to pray for people and do the right thing to them. Because I was one of those, forget the eye for the eye. I was taking your head off. And I mean, literally, I wanted to, take people's heads off at times. And it's sick. I mean, that's a sick, twisted way to think, but it's exactly how I was. I had strength like there was no strength. I mean, it was the craziest thing ever. And it's like, nowadays, you just try to teach people the right way and hope that they grab a hold of it. But too many people are loving that fleshly life, and that fleshly life is going to lead them, because they're going to have to stand up there in front of all people and either take the chip or deny the chip. Take the mark of the beast or deny the mark of the beast. Because you're not going to eat, you're not going to work, you're not going to have food, you're not going to have water, you're not going to have anything unless you willingly take it. Once you willingly take it, then I would never say another word to you, because you're already willingly walking in Satan's footsteps and don't even care. That's the sad part. But yet you want to come against messages and stuff that because you feel offended by it. Good. If you're offended, then please tell me why you're offended. Because then that's still your problem, because I can't, like I've said, I can't make you happy. I can't make you sad. I can't offend you by saying words, because there's got to be power in them words that you feel that's the way and that's why you're offended. Otherwise, you can't be offended. You can't make me happy. You can't make me sad. You can make me mad. You can hurt my feelings. Never used to be able to get my feelings hurt. I mean, some things, depending on the person, some things would bother me. Like, stuff my mom did wouldn't hurt my feelings. I just got to a point I didn't even care. I mean, literally. I was like, I just won't talk to you. And unfortunately, she's no longer here today, and it's weird, because I've been thinking about my dad a lot. I've been thinking about what I had with him at the end. I wish I would have had that my whole life with him. I think about us sitting there the one day at the nursing home. I had Darlene's oldest daughter's car. I'd use it on Saturdays because she worked nights anyway, so she didn't use the car during the day. So I pretty much had the car all day. But I was grateful for it. I'd fill her tanks up. Somehow, every time I got in that car on Saturday morning, it was on empty. But it's okay, because I would check her oil. Sometimes her oil was low, and I'd fill her oil up. I'd check her antifreeze. I'd check everything in that car, because it's the right thing to do. And I was thankful that she let me use her car. But I remember buying a checkerboard and playing checkers with Pops, and when I was in 6th grade, we'd play checkers, and we'd go back and forth, and I would try to double jump with the single checker, and he'd just laugh and put my checker back, and I'm grateful for the end days that I had with him. I'm grateful for those days that I got that peace. And, I'm thankful for even my mom, as crazy as it is, and how everybody always thought that I was the favorite, but I went through a lot. I mean, too much. Even the kids, my kids' mom, their mom, I should say, I just don't understand. I mean, they were old enough. I don't understand how they can sit there and say what they say sometimes. It's like, man. But I can't go back, people. None of us can go back and change it, but we can change tomorrow. Today is almost gone. I can think about tomorrow, it may come, and I can think about how I would start tomorrow. First of all, I'm starting tomorrow a sinless day, so I want to keep it that way. Today, I thought I was almost there, and I had a couple people come by me, and I had bad thoughts, and kind of blew the horn at them. It was like, threw my hand up, like, what are you doing? And I shouldn't have done it. I normally try not to do that kind of stuff, because especially I don't like blowing the horns anyways, because it could scare people. Second of all, I'm hauling a big giant billboard that everybody loves to come against this company. And last thing I want, but I don't care. It's not about what the corporate or safety or anybody else would say to me for it. I'm human. I make mistakes too. But my thing is, I'd own up to it. Anytime I got to go in there and talk to safety about a video or anything like that, I tell them my side. And I'm glad they give me an opportunity to tell my side. If they didn't, I wouldn't give it to them. I would accept whatever they're going to tell me. We get 3 steps, it becomes an event. We get 3 more steps, that becomes an event. We get 3 more steps, that becomes an event. You're fired. Well, you're not really fired. You're just demoted back to customer. Well, if that's what they choose to do, then I just choose to pick up a phone and call another company, and I go back to work. But I pray, Lord, where do you want me now? That's the peace I have in life. That's the comfort I have in life. I'm grateful that I have the person that I'm married to in my life. I'm grateful that she puts up with me. The tiredness, the pain, the day. I call my personalities tired, pain, frustrated. I'm frustrated because of the pain, and I'm tired. The hungry me, and the funny me, and the I don't care me. So if I throw them 6 categories in there, I prefer to be the funny one. And just in the times you may say, well, what about Jesus? I'm glad you asked. I was waiting for somebody to ask. And the 7th one is the Jesus in me. I'll sit there and talk about Jesus and testimonies all day and all night, and I think we're missing this in churches, these testimonies. Anytime you guys want to come on here and share a testimony, by all means, come on here and share it. I welcome it. I love hearing people's testimonies, and I love to hear where you've been through and how Jesus changed your life. I love hearing that stuff, because without it, we can't see that God's still working. So, that being said, I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being a part of this year. I know it's been an upside down deal this year. We'll see. We'll see how it's going to end. We're getting close to the end of 2024. We're getting ready to start 2025. I don't know how long we're going to be here, but if you're on this roller coaster ride, raise your hand. Let's grab a hold. Let's hold tight. You know, you're willing to grab a hold of my hand and hold tight with me on this roller coaster until people start going upwards. Because what if you're still on the roller coaster with me? Are you going to be sad? Disappointed? We can't be. If we're still here, God still got purpose for us. Or you may not have been ready. And that could be why you're on the roller coaster, because you need to go in the direction that we're going to get ready for the coming. I don't know, it gives you some food to think about, and not just turkey. Man. Hey, that's the other thing. Comment of what you guys have for Thanksgiving dinner. I just love to hear this stuff. I'm like a big kid, and I'm going to share a lot of movies that I like watching this time of year. And I guess many of you that's been watching videos on here long enough, you know I'm a big Charlie Brown fan. So I'm sure people can guess what one of my all-time favorites to watch this time of year. And yes, I do watch. I've already watched it about 6 times already from the beginning until now. And it's not even Thanksgiving yet. And I probably will watch it a couple more times. And I've already watched the Charlie Brown's Christmas already too. I just love them. It brings back a lot of fun childhood memories. And, you know, it's, I'm just so thankful to Christ. I mean, I can't thank Jesus Christ enough. I can't thank Him for changing my life, giving me peace. And I look at it, you know, the conversation I had with Him this morning, and He says, you know, I'm proud of you. And I just sat there and I just kind of leaned up against Him, you know, in that comfort of His hug and holding you. And it was just, you know, He says, they're missing out. I said, who, Lord? And He says, all these people are missing out on the person that you have become. And I said, yeah, I know. I said, but that's their choice. So, have mercy. And again, I pray for them. I forgive them. You know, I know the truth. I spoke the truth. I spoke the truth to them. I explained it to them. I've even explained stuff. Then you please explain to me how this happens. And they can't do it. They can't do it. They're lost, not mine. You know, I said something to my youngest daughter a while back. I said, if anything, it saves me a lot of money. Because anytime I always heard, Dad, can you give me money for my birthday? I haven't heard from you in how long? And then you go on there and post all this nastiness about me? Her birthday coming past. It just passed. Don't got her phone number. Don't got no way to contact her. It's sad. And then she likes to point the finger. Oh, it's my fault. You. It's your fault. It's your fault. I just want my dad in my life. Well, then stop lying and stop doing what you're doing. Because that nonsense that you posted on Facebook, how do you talk to your father that way? I mean, my kids literally treat me like I'm one of their friends and like they're my parent. But yet they treat their mom so good. I don't get it. If I could go back and do anything, I would have been like their mom. Because they seem to like that person. They seem to like that lifestyle, that being treated like that, I guess. I guess, like she always said, you ain't nothing but a checkbook. And I've had many people that hung around her, she would say that. Oh, he's nothing but a checkbook. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I'm a checkbook. But you know what? It's my fault too, people. It's my fault too. I did the right things. I know I did the right things, and I stand by my decisions. There's a reason why I do what I do. I don't care if people understand it or don't, but you got to know sometimes it's best to walk away from stuff. That's all I'm saying on that, because that's going to make more sense when I do the heaven and hell video coming to you very soon. Oh man, I don't know. But anyways, God bless you guys. Until the next one.